Good morning and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. In today's video, I genuinely have no idea what we're going to do. And the reason that I say that starting out is because I'm sidetracked and not what I'm supposed to be doing, not what's on my to-do list, but I'll explain that in just a second. So here we have a die. This is a Momenta die. Though I don't know if I kept the number or not. Nope, I don't know the number. But it's a Hobby Lobby. That's who carries Momenta, I believe. And it's a rose. And I thought, well, I'm going to cut one in black because, you know, Halloween, whatever. And this is how it came off. I haven't done anything. So this is my piece of paper. I pulled it up and I'm looking at it and I thought, how can we play with this a little bit, right? So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to pull this up and most of them, these bits are going to stay behind. Right? So these all stay behind. And then you say, gosh, that's a really cool bit. Now what can I do with it? Okay, it's black. It's really neat. I really like it. Use the pokey tool to get all the little bits out, right? Or if you've got the scrubby brush thingy, you can do that as well. I just didn't get that out. And this is totally me chasing squirrels. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for your continued support. If you're new, you will not know that I chase squirrels all the time. If you're a returning subscriber, you're like, okay, where's she going with this? Okay, so we have our basically skeleton of our black rose, right? But we have these bits and I'm like, oh, what can I do with that? So I'm going to stick with the Halloween premise, right? And I want to make sure that I have the bits that go on my tag. Excuse me. Chloe's in here. I don't know where she is. I can't guarantee she's not going to crash the video again. Oh my gosh. I have to tell you guys, I was watching that back because I don't really edit before I post videos. I don't edit before I post videos. Sorry, I turned my back. Hopefully that wasn't too bad. And I don't edit before I post videos. Come on, Jody, get with the program. Oh, but I do listen to them back because, you know, I need to know, like, what I've said, right? And I died laughing. I knew it was coming because I knew she had done it. That's not tall enough. I knew she had done it, right? But I really didn't know how it translated in the video. So when I was watching that back with my coffee yesterday morning, I cracked up laughing. For reference, today is Thursday, I don't even know what day it is, the 25th. And so Mark was having his coffee and I was listening to the video with my earbuds on. It's just easier that way when he's watching his thing and I'm watching mine. And I mean, I belly laughed. I was like, oh my gosh. In the moment when it happened, I thought, oh, it's so chaotic. I can't believe she did this, blah, blah, blah. And then I listened to it back and I was like, well, not as bad as what I thought it was. So thankfully, it wasn't that bad. Okay, you can see I keep pulling things out here. I'm looking for a piece of paper that this is going to fit on and not look like it's totally dwarfing the whole thing. So I think I'm going to, this is just where it's perforated out of the paper pad, and I don't mind that that's a rough edge. I actually really like it. I'm not going, I am going to. Let's see. Yeah, I want this to the outside. I'm going to leave a little bit of, I think I'm going to make this like a little folder. I don't know what I'm doing. I really am just playing. Absolutely not doing what I need to be doing. But we're going to talk about that as well as we're playing. Okay. So, I like that. We're going to get some inks out. We're going to have a little bit of a play. I was thinking I kind of want this to be like a tab shape, but maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just going to leave it like that and just round the corners. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is all just coming to me, and it's one of those moments where I'm like, you know, I'm just going to roll with it. Roll with it. I need a little bit of play to spark some creativity this morning. I need some current content. You guys are probably like, okay, all the unboxing videos and all the make videos and everything, like, are you actually going to make something that inspires us? So the answer to that is yes. Okay, so I have my bits here that came out. And so the bottom bits that go in between the leaves, I'm not worried about those. But what I want to make sure I have is all of these bits that, if I can get a hold of it, go in here, right? And then what we're going to do is bling them up some, because why not? So let's see what color we have that I think would be fun to play with. Of course, glacier paste is always a win. I have the green. I'm thinking the green I'm not going to use today. Oh, I have this really fantastic blue. My friend made me these, and they're fantastic colors. They are very much in line with, you know, like they're like mica butter, basically. There's bronze, but I don't want bronze. I don't want gold. I do have some green, but I feel like that's more Christmassy. Gold is more Christmassy. Gold, white. Maybe we'll do some silver. Thinking Halloween. I'm wanting Halloween colors. So this is going to be more like snow. I do have red. That could be like the blood. The vampire is sucking the blood. All right. My red's running low. Make a decision, Jody. Make a decision. You said I don't want gold. I use the gold stuff a lot. I'm going to go back to the white, and I'm going back to the white because I just want a light shimmer on these, because what we're going to do is make the leaves pop. It can be like the morning dew on a crisp fall morning. Okay. So I don't need that open yet. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to embellish this. On the inside, we're going to do pockets of some sort. I'm not sure what kind of pockets yet. I think I'm going to stick with a Halloween theme or a fall theme, whatever. This has nothing to do with any current project. I'm just playing. Actually, I'm trying to clean up, and I'm trying to get organized for packing. And I'm sidetracked. So that piece I don't need. So I don't need any of these pieces. So let's get these out of the way. You guys can probably already know where I'm going to go with this. But for the sake of playing, we're going to play. And we're going to chat as I'm doing it. So I don't know how long this video is going to be. I don't really intend to edit much out. I just want to talk to you. And I hope I have all the pieces. I think I'm missing this one. Did I just throw it away? Watch, I'm going to have to cut another one because I'm short a piece, but that's okay. It'll be fine. So let's see how we want to do. Yeah, I am missing. That one goes there. I just threw a piece away. I'm dumpster diving here. I'll get my pieces. Oh, that's it. That's the one, I think, that goes there. Okay. So maybe I should just set those off to the side for right now. All right. So want to embellish our piece and make it just kind of fun, right? Oh, changing my mind. Changing my mind, because that bronze could be like an orange effect. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Getting a plan. Getting a plan. And I'm digging because my plan's not very great here. So we're going to ink them. I'm going to get my colors figured out. Then I'll come back and I'll kind of share with you what I'm thinking. Okay, so what I have here is my Tim Holtz stencil. And I am just kind of looking for roughly where this meets up. I have my Lost Shadow Distress ink. I seldom use the Lost Shadow, and I am thinking I need to be using it more often than I do because it's a really great gray color. And I think, like, as we're knocking on winter's door here, we could embrace the Lost Shadow a little bit more and utilize it a little bit better because it's making for fantastic stonework in our background. Because I'm thinking this is like going to be a stone wall that our flowers are growing up maybe. And so I'm just trying to get some interest here. And this particular stencil, I haven't been able to figure out where the repeat in the pattern is actually. So I'm just kind of winging it. And it's not about being perfect. It's just about the play. And I needed a play today. My brain is really overwhelmed with a lot of different things. I have to try to compartmentalize, or I'm not going to get things done that I need to get done. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm allowing myself the play because it gets it out of the brain. Now you can see I have like kind of a light and color right there. I'm not too worried about that because I don't think I'm done with this yet. We're going to do the back kind of the same way, just for continuity. And I typically use more of the brick that's on the bottom of the stencil versus the stone. But I'm thinking, you know, a stone wall in the flower garden, like that's going to be really fantastic. This ink pad is very wet and is doing a fantastic job. I'm super happy with it. And one thing I could do is come over here and kind of flip that around, but I'm not going to. We're just gonna roll with it. And maybe it's an old wall that maybe has some disrepair. So anyway, all right, so things to talk about. I started my list yesterday of things that I need to accomplish in order to be able to leave for the winter. And if you're new to my channel, my husband and I travel during the winter months. And so I am trying to film ahead. I have a project in process for January, and I've not done a very good job with focusing on that. I keep getting distracted, like with some collaborations and just some things that I'm trying to work into everything. I have a problem with not saying no. I need to get over that problem. And do I have an ink pad? Sorry. I don't have a pad on either one of these. I need some daubers. Need some new dauber pads because I'm almost out of them. But I have a problem with saying no. So I'm going to have to start saying no here pretty quickly, or I'm going to get myself in a big pickle, and I don't have time to be in a pickle. So I have my 12 days of Christmas gifts that I have to wrap. So that's going to be a video of making whatever I'm going to use for the wrapping. And I don't know yet what that's going to be. I kind of had an idea, and I'm working that out in my brain. So I have to get those packed. Let's see, I made a list. Is there anything I cannot share? No. Okay, so I have my January project. I have my 12 days of Christmas. I have my altered composition notebook planner. I have to finish the October Octuga project. I have another make for Globeland. I need to be dyeing some paper because I don't actually have enough to get me through the winter. So just some things like that. They're all time consuming, and that doesn't include what I actually have to do for life. So it'll be kind of random over the next month or so, my videos. So just note that it's not that I've fallen off the face of the earth or forsaken you. It's just that I have to take care of things here and make sure that we're ready to go. And it's just a lot. And thank you for those of you who have asked me, like, hey, how you doing? How you feeling? Whatever. I am getting up and I'm doing better about being able to get up and get around, but my stamina is just not what it should be. And so that does play a huge role in being able to, I'm looking for a script stamp. What am I doing? It plays a huge role in being able to accomplish what I need to accomplish when I don't have the energy to get through what I need to get through. So I hope that makes sense. I have a little bit of black soot here. I'm just going to, I don't know where my, just so you know, I was off on a minute. Oh, okay. Sorry. My husband left and he tried to call me and I didn't hear it because I was filming and it doesn't shut down for phone calls, which I find really interesting. Oh, I am liking it a lot. Hopefully you can see. Oh, I had that sitting here for a film and a make, and I haven't got it. I didn't do it. I have another project I want to do, which is actually going to help me for the travel packing. So it'll be fun. So I'll probably do that today too, so it has time to dry. Okay, so we've got that, and I'm thinking for right now that's probably good. So we're gonna get our rose glued down. This is one of those moments that I feel like I'm really chaotic in my speech and what I'm saying, and I'm really distracted. And I took a sleep aid last night because I have not been sleeping, and it makes me super groggy and just kind of blah the next day. And but I'm not sleeping. I process stress in my sleep a lot, which means I have really horrible dreams sometimes, and they make no sense. Like I can wake up spitting mad because of dreams, and then in reality I know it's just a dream. But I do wake up mad, and it's things I can't control. I have no control over. The shoulda, woulda, couldas, and what ifs, and I don't know. Does anybody else do that? I know I have a friend who totally relates because we talk about it. But I'm just curious. I guess it's like a coping mechanism, something. There's a word for it. And I was listening to a podcast one time, and it was talking about being a highly sensitive person, and a lot of the traits that the lady was discussing in that podcast. I was like, oh my gosh, she is talking about me. It was really interesting. And I mean, down to the detail of just talking about like spatial awareness and stuff. And I have a huge problem with spatial awareness, like running into things. And it's really interesting the way that plays out in my day-to-day, especially when I'm stressed out. So do you find yourself, I mean, stress always presents in different ways, but I was just curious, like, if you have telltale signs of stress and stuff like that. Like, people don't talk about that. I was listening to Edith, Scrapbooking with Me, and she was talking about her depression, and poor thing, with it's, you know, the anniversary of her husband's passing and stuff like that. And so she was just talking about her feelings, and I just thought it was really refreshing to hear somebody say, I'm feeling this way, this is how it's impacting me. And I just thought she was really brave for sharing, and I really appreciated that. We always try to keep our videos more lighthearted, but I thought it was really interesting. All right, so what I'm doing is taking my wonderful little mica butter that my friend made, and I'm just going to go over all these pieces, which is tedious. Yes, it's tedious. So what I will do is get them done, and then I'll come back and we will get them glued into place. Now I have to make sure I'm doing the correct side for the pops of color, because it'd be silly to do the downside. And I'll set them back over here to dry. And I'm wondering, can I just do them on the plate? Oh, well, looky there. Isn't that easier? So my plate's really rough, so they kind of like are just sticking to it, which is helpful, super helpful. Oh, I like it. I don't even know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I want a bird, and I need a phrase, and I feel like we're gonna need some labels, and we're gonna need some other form of color. Okay, so then what's going to happen? Well, that made that quick work, didn't it? Yay. Okay, so then we just are going to start putting them in place. Again, tedious, right? Some of you work with tweezers, and I admire your ability to do so, for sure. So you can see where we're going with this. I'm just filling the gaps back in. It's like putting a puzzle together. Oh, and finding the pieces where they go. I don't even know. Is that a piece? Interesting. I don't know where that goes. Okay. Well, we'll wipe the glue off that and set it aside for a second. So I'm going to do this, and then I will come back. Well, wasn't that tedious? And you can see I had to cut another one to get the parts. I was gonna dumpster dive, and I thought it's just not worth it for the time it's gonna take me to try to dig in my trash can and find all the bits. But the upside of that is, even though I didn't get like this entire rose cut out of the scrap because I wasn't going to get out another piece of paper, by taking that bronze butter across it, now I have a rose that's already got the bronze on it, and it's ready to go for another project. But you can see like this flower is kind of weird because it didn't have enough room, so I'm just going to cut that off, and then we have our piece. And I may just cut both of those. You know what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take that off. These are not the right scissors for this. And take that off. Yeah, we'll just take that off right there. And then we just have a bit we can use somewhere. Okay, so yay, that was fun. That was very tedious. I don't know in real time, because I didn't look at that segment, like how long it was to film that. But yeah, probably not the best usage of my time today, but my brain's happy. That makes my brain happy to do stuff like this. Sometimes I just have to do something just for me. Does anybody have a suggestion for a topper on this? Because this drives me crazy, getting in the way. But I do love the size of the bottle. And I do love the tip on it. It's great. Okay, so that's looking really good. I should have stenciled here. So let's just do something along that edge, or I could just stencil the whole inside, I suppose, couldn't I? And you guys know on my makeup brushes, I have like, they're color coded with the twine, so that way I don't contaminate my ink pads. And since this is in the gray family, I'm just using my black one on here. I seldom stencil in black, so I wasn't too worried about it. But that's one way that you can keep your brushes clean and have them in the color family. Like I use blue, red, green, yellow, orange, purple, black, and brown. I don't have white ink. Well, I do, but I don't have a white ink pad like Picket Fence. I would love to get Picket Fence because I do find myself wanting to use white once in a while, but I just don't have it, and it's not something that I'm rushing out to buy at the moment. I'm trying to use what I have. So I have an idea brewing for spring for that, and I'm not going to reveal anything at the moment, but I think it's going to be really fun, and I'm going to have a partner in crime, so that's going to be even more fun. So yeah. Oh, one thing I wanted to ask you guys is I see videos going around like the alphabet makes basically, and since there's 26 letters in the alphabet and 52 weeks in the year, I thought, well, oops, I went down into that one. That's okay, I'm going to cover it. What if we did something like that? And I would get the prompts from you guys. And what we could do is I could put it in my Facebook group. And what I can do is make a post and a comment for each letter. So it's going to take me a minute to get the post made because it's going to be 26 entries for the alphabet, right? But then what would happen is you guys could go over to the Facebook group and under those letters, give ideas for what is something that starts with that letter that you want to see made. And it could be almost like a bi-weekly challenge for me for the year. I think that would be really fun and eclectic, and would be just like a fun way to do a bi-weekly make next year, to get through the alphabet and see what we can come up with. So I wanted to know if that was something you'd be interested in, and if you'd be willing to help put ideas into the group to help me out there. Okay, so that needs to dry. Sometimes the inks take a little bit longer to dry. Anyway, so I'll let that dry for a second. I need to find what I want to put on here and have kind of more as a focal point, because the flower by itself isn't quite what I want. If we're going to do Halloween theme, do have an idea, and you guys probably know where I'm going with this, but I have to see what I have, so I'll be back. So I got some leaf dies and bird dies out here, and I want this little guy because he's looking backwards. And these are some Sizzix dies by Tim Holtz. They're called Garden Greens, and I have to say that this stick one is giving me fits. Doesn't like to cut. I don't know what the problem is. So anyway, I managed to get what I needed, but it's super frustrating. So I cut some leaves out of gray, which is kind of like counterproductive or counterintuitive maybe, because you think, oh, well, they need to be green or brown or whatever, but you know, there's no rules. We're just creating, and because I'm going with the blacks and stuff, I wanted it to have a little bit of mystery and gloom and Halloween feel and stuff like that. So I'm just taking a little bit of black soot on this brush and just trying to get some ink on them. And then I have my tree branches, which are really sad, to be perfectly honest. That's medical tape I was using to hold them down, but that's okay. I got a couple, and that's all we needed for the bird to sit on. So set that aside. And then what's going to cover my ink? Okay, so then I was thinking, okay, well, we have some shrubbery in front of, you know, the rose and whatever, and a little bit of that maybe. And then maybe one of these tree branches. I have to ink it. I need to pick the best one. None of them are great by a long shot. But anyway, I just thought, well, I'd have some sticks and twigs in there, you know, coming out. And then we're going to make him a little nest that he's standing in. And that's going to be like the front of our piece. So I should have inked those before I came back on with brown. I hope there's enough brown on my dauber here just to kind of get rid of that white space. And I was just using scraps. I have my scraps under my table sorted by color, and I don't have a lot of like super small scraps, but I do have some, and the purpose for them is to die cut from them rather than just throwing them away, which my friend and I were just talking last night about the things that stress me out that I keep because I don't know, maybe I can use it for something, but I have to get out of that mindset and either use it or lose it for sure. Okay, so this is more bronzy colored. And we already know we've got to have some threads, right? So we've got some gray and some black. And do we need like maybe a pop of color possibly? So this is a box. Was at a rummage sale at a church a couple weekends ago. And they had some canisters that I wanted for a different purpose. And they were like, the way they were priced, I was like, what is this? And so I said, I had a bundle of things, and I said, well, will you take $10 for everything? And she goes, yeah, sure. Look at all these wooden spools I got in here. I mean, well, that's not wooden, but there's quite a few wooden spools in here. So that was part of why I got the canisters. But you know, when you buy packs of your embroidery floss and you have, you know, multiples of the colors in there, I was tired of dealing with the little plastic box. So I just pushed them all in there, and I thought it's a really pretty array of colors. So I got the 10 and all the spools of thread. And the threads aren't something like I would use in my sewing machine. I don't know how old they are, but I would use them for something like this for sure. Okay, so let's get some gluing done. Get these glued down, and we need a word or a phrase or something. And I think, yeah, my Tim Holtz words are still in the other room. I had moved a few things around yesterday. I was trying to clean up a little bit, and so I had moved some journals and stuff to a shelf that's in here because I like to see them even though they're listed for sale. I do like to see them still, and then if they don't sell, they got a home on a shelf. But I'm like, I need to get this drawn up so Mark can build me a new shelf for on top of my table here, because I really am missing my ephemera holders, and I realize I am not reaching for them because they're not here. And that's a shame because I have lots of stuff in them that I like to work with. Or I have to just walk across the hall and go over there to get them. Which is usually, it's fine now that I'm able to use both feet, but can be quite taxing, was quite taxing when I was on the knee scooter or even the crutches to go over and try to carry stuff over here. Sorry, that was abrupt. The vet was calling back. Chloe's got like a, I don't know. Oh, I'm going to make that bird pop. Chloe's got like a thing on her chin, on her lip, like the bottom of her lip. And so I sent pictures to the vet this morning, and she said the vet's not really that worried about it. Just keep an eye on it, yada, yada. And I was like, well, okay. It's gotten a little bit bigger over the last couple days. And she says, well, if it's gotten bigger, we probably should see her. And I said, well, I can't bring her today, and I can't bring her tomorrow. So it'll be Friday. So I had to schedule her an appointment for Friday. And then if it's looking better by Friday, I can just cancel and not take her. It looks like just aggravated. I don't know. Maybe she's just gotten into something. I'm not sure. But anyway, can't have Chloe having an owie at all. Okay, I like it. I like it. All right, let's get some threads popped off here. I feel like maybe we're gonna need a little bit more interest, but it doesn't have to be like super busy, right? And I've texted Mark to call me, and I don't know if he's got phone signal where what he's doing today. So hopefully he sees it. I don't know, do I want that orange? Yeah, it adds some interest. Why not? Why not? All right, so I'm just gonna kind of get this kind of balled up to almost emulate like a bird's nest. I don't think I have a bird's nest die, but this, look at me go. I'm using scraps and making something, so. And I really like the piece. And this is just for the cover, so I have to figure out what I'm gonna do on the inside. And I will try not to bore you with all of that. I'm like looking at the time on this video, but it's skewed because some of it I have to speed up from when I was putting those pieces in. But I try not to have the videos super long. You guys have plenty of YouTubers to watch. In the long videos, I know that people are doing that because it helps their watch hours. And I really am trying to get my watch hours up. I'm super, well, I feel like I'm so close yet so far away on my watch hours for things, but I just can't fathom having for an hour and just gluing and cutting. Like, that's boring to watch. I don't particularly care for that, so I don't want to subject you to it. Okay, so that's our front. I have to find a word. I do have my bin here with some Tim Holtz Halloween stuff in it, I think. Oh, that would have been cute to use too. Let's see what we have. My handle broke off this container that holds all of these. I'm always trying to pick it up by the little thing, and that's the latch, not the it's not the handle, it's the latch, and so it gives me problems, but it's okay. I don't think I want to do like poison, so ooh, Wicked would have been fun to stick on there, but no. Let's see. I haven't been in these since Creep on June, you guys. Oh, the October would have been kind of cool to stick under there. Ooh, but we could make some tucks maybe out of some of these things for the inside to hold our stuff. Okay. None of these are quite what I'm after. I just wanted like a word or a phrase to put on here. We're not fragile. We're not shaking well. That's kind of the wrong color. Okay, so this is a no, but we can use some of these things on the inside. Well, there's just a black label. Maybe we find something just to stamp in the label. So let me find some stamps, and oh, we could do like, oh, we can even do like a botany stamp in there just to make, can go there, or it can go there. I think I like it there. Okay, stamp. So I just went through and was just finding something with some numbers or whatever that were small enough for this. And this is out of the airmail set. So yes, we just saw this, but these stamps are really versatile. Anything with the numbers, filed, figure numbers, anything like that, those stamps are super versatile, and you can use them in a variety of ways, just not necessarily for an airmail project or a botany project or Halloween project or Christmas or whatever. Well, Christmas gets kind of sketchy. Halloween does, depending on like if it's words that are, if the stamps are words that are specific to that particular holiday. But that just gives us a little bit of interest to put up there. It's a second generation stamp. I didn't want it super dark, but I just wanted a little bit of something there, and I like it. So yeah, that's good. Where's my black dauber? It's kind of fun to work with the black too. That's not something that I typically do a lot of. So, do I like it? I think I do like it. I think we're going to go with it. Yes, we are. We are not going to change our minds. Kind of wishing I would have maybe cut these leaves in some different colors to add some interest there, but we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is figure out, do I want to put vellum pockets in here, or do I just want to do like book page pockets? We always have book page, music page. My Halloween stuff is put away, but I know I've got some Halloween scraps, cardstock scraps, and that could work. We also have some remnants from when I did Kara Brandon design, that design team project. So we have like, oh, that bird would have worked really well, but no. So I have this stuff in a bin, right? Oh, hang on. Goodness, I hope that was not abrupt again too. Mark was calling me back. Sorry, I'm just have stuff I have to deal with, and it's just playing a part in being able to get through this. So I have a couple of Halloween scraps here, and I thought, oh, this gray is kind of nice to make a pocket out of, maybe. But it's got that gold on there. I could cut around the gold and just use the gray. Or I have this black, and I think I'm going to use the black. The reason is I don't like all these crystals. That's not my thing, and I don't like the skull with the crystals on his forehead. It's not something I'm going to use for something. So while some of you may shudder about wasting the edges of this, it's better to cut it off and use the pieces that I want versus it just sitting in my box, taking up space, and me thinking, oh gosh, you know, I don't want to waste it or whatever. Because I don't even know what size this is, to be honest. So it's just using the things and trying not to have something taking up space in a bin that I know I'm not going to use. All right, so the width of that, I think if I go about 3 5/8 on the front for the pocket, it will be fine. And height-wise, the height of these is going to be the same. So I think I'm going to go for the height of these. If I go 3, even 3.5 inches on this, I can do a double pocket. So let's go 3.5 inches on that one. Cut this off. I don't need, ow, that. And then, oh my gosh, what did I say my width was? Approximately, I think if I go 3 5/8, I'll be fine. So I hope that makes sense. I mean, for those of you that it's fine because I don't want it in the corner. All right, so for those of you that are like, oh, I like this, or I like that, or I enjoy working with that, that's fantastic. Everybody's tastes are different, and mine is just that I don't like those crystals. But when I bought this paper pad, there were quite a few sheets in it that I really liked, and I've used a pretty good bit of it. I have like maybe 1 full sheet of each of the designs left, but that's it. I mean, I've used it really well, and I try to do that. And I've done videos in the past of if you have paper in your stash and you don't like the paper, like ways that you can cover it up, use it. You can paint it, you can collage on it, you can use it, and then you still have like a cardstock base, but you're not forcing yourself to use a design that does not make you happy. And that's really important. So just gluing around the edges here, and I am going to go, yeah, I'll go up all the 3 sides. I contemplated leaving the center open. And my cutter's still here because I'm not done with it. And I'm purposely leaving a little bit of a reveal of the background there so we can see what we did, right? I think my black dauber, I gotta make a list. So I have to go to Erie tomorrow, so I need to make a list of things to use. Now, my question for this side was, should I just do a belly band? So I can tuck bigger things in there, and I think I will do a belly band. So I'm just going to cut the belly band about 2 inches. I think that's plenty big. Cut that bit of design off, and I'm just tossing that. I'm not going to keep that. That's not a scrap I care about. I'm never going to use it. So if you have things like that you know you're like never going to use, just get rid of them or gift them. Like maybe you've got a crafting buddy who says, oh, that's totally my thing. Have it in a pile for them. And you can do that with no issue. So we're going to go about 6 and just under 7. I mean, just barely under 7. I must have cut a 5-inch strip off of that or something at some point. All right. And so, and we can embellish this if we want to. We can add some stuff to it. It would be kind of fun, but this is just going to be a piece to hold some bits. I don't even know what I'm going to use it for. I'm thinking maybe eventually I can do like a Halloween journal, and this would be nice to maybe stick in a pocket or even attached to a page. I mean, I know we stamped and did the back, but oh, we didn't do any stamping on the inside, did we? That's okay. But this belly band would be big enough now that it could hold, should be able to hold like a 3.5 by 6.5 inch tag if I didn't glue it too much, and I don't think I did. So there's that. And then what you can do is you can add maybe a little ticket or something to it. Oh, I like the bats. I haven't used blue, but I really like the bats. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just do it. That octopus is kind of cool, but I think I'm actually going to cut that octopus and put him in my, ooh, the purple bat. That one? Yeah, that one. No, this one. I think I'm going to put that octopus in my mermaid stuff because it's very rusty looking. The color's rusty looking. Sorry. Thinking about what I'm doing and trying to talk at the same time. You guys know I cannot chew gum and walk either. Oh my gosh, so funny. Mark just happened to turn on one of my videos one day and he goes, I didn't know you can't chew gum and walk at the same time. It's just a phrase. It's just a saying. I can chew gum and walk. It's fine. But it was just so funny the way he said it. And I was like, you're a goofball. It was really cute. Do I want to pack something under him? Now I'm thinking that's too dull and I should have done more, but that's okay. I could do them. Oh, you know what? I can put maybe a couple of these on here. And then what would happen is, I'm trying to be mindful of those of you who don't like spiders, but sorry, you're going to have to look at spiders. Unless I use the crow. Ooh, I could do the crow. Ooh, or the witch's hat. Let's do the witch's hat. Anyway, so yeah, it was really funny when he said that because I was like, what are you talking about? And then I realized that one of my videos had started on his YouTube and he was just listening to it. I don't even know which one it was now, but I just laughed. I'm like, how long have we been together? You know how hard it is for me to like do 2 things at one time sometimes. Sometimes I'm really good at it. Sometimes not so much. Okay. So we're going to have the little witch's hat here and the little bat here. And these are going to serve as small tucks that we can put these tickets in. Okay. And then this, I wanted to put something across here as well to make this like a double pocket. And I have these pockets from Kara's kit that we did, but I think those are not going to work. And I could put him on there and make him another pocket. And I think I will do that. Either him or... No. I'm fussing, stop fussing. Ooh, I like that. So what I'm going to do on this, I'm going to cut this edge off, and we're going to leave that edge open. We're going to put that down, and I think I'm just going to come across here, and round that off. Ish. You guys know circles and I don't get along. Okay, so then that gives us another pocket on the front of this. What is going on? Right. Yeah, I like it. So it's using up a couple different ways that we can look at this. Number one is we are using up some bits that I have just sitting in a bin here, right? So they've just been sitting here since I did the guest design team project for Kara. So it's a way to use them. And you know, and rather than printing more, you could do something like this with just plain book pages, music pages, any kind of a remnant of a kit. And you're like, oh, well, maybe I'd like to do something to store those pieces. Well, do something like this. And then you've got a way to store the bits, right? So let that dry. This, I'm thinking, I'm just going to do it. These aren't, my hesitation is I don't know what weight of paper this is. I'm thinking I printed these on 28-pound paper, but I'm not sure. But it's okay. Okay, so put that there. Make this one a tuck. And these aren't going to hold much that's big, right? Because of the size of them. But that's, oh, I could have done it with 3. Oh, do I want to do 3? Let's do 3. Just for the sake of the odd numbers. Purple, green, let's find an orange. Ooh, octopus, are you going to get used after all? No. Let's do the crow. Ooh, or the butterfly. Just do the butterfly, it's on the end. Am I mumbling? Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Okay. Great. So this is just a way to use up some of those bits. And then what it can do too is then you can reference this, like if you put it in your Halloween thing, because I don't know how you guys all store your digitals. I have mine on a hard drive organized by designer, excuse me. I'm thinking I may want to change that though. I'm thinking I want to maybe move them to like the season maybe. I don't know. Or I just need to do a spreadsheet, which is not my thing, that says, okay, this is the creator I have, and put it in categories like Halloween, fall, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever, and then be able to go from there. So when these dry now, I can start putting stuff in here. So like this one I can use for these cards, you know, tuck them in. Smaller things can go in here, some larger things back here, like this, right? And it's just a way to organize those bits. Then we have, do I have anything bigger? Yeah, like these tags and pieces can go over here maybe, and just utilize that. So basically what we've done is play and not do anything that I needed to do today. Oh, I could have left that a belly band. That's okay. But anyway, we have our bit and we played with our cover, right? Some shimmer and shine on there. Open it up. We have 2 pockets. Cut these down if I wanted to, you know, I will cut them down. I won't leave them that tall for sure. But these that are cut down smaller can probably go in there. Or I could even, like I had made this pocket with the labels and stuff. But I could even take an envelope. I had an envelope on my table somewhere. But I can put some of these smaller bits and just put them in an envelope in here. And then I know that I have those things to work with. So, yeah, having said that, I hope that it inspires you to make something to maybe help with some organization in your room. And then what is going to happen is all this Halloween stuff is actually going to get put in my Halloween tote, because I think I am done with Halloween for now. I think I'm done. I don't think I'm going to make anything else Halloween this year. I just don't have time with the projects that I need to finish up. But anyway, hopefully it inspires you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for all your kind comments, your support. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for being with me. And if you make a play out of something, just using things from your stash and leftover bits from kits, go ahead and hop on over to Facebook, post them in the group, and tag me in it so I make sure. Oh, you don't have to tag me. I'm kidding. It's my group. I see them. But anyway, make sure that you post it over there to share with somebody, and maybe you'll inspire somebody else to play. See you later. Bye.